one spot over, but let's see where we end up once we find center.
I'm also filming this off my phone so I can put it right on Instagram and Facebook.
So then do your searching right here. Right here. Cover enough of your arm, just make sure it covers enough of your arm, that's important. Couple $1,000. That's what it looks like. This is $399, you give me $100.
You recommend this one? No.
That's all right. Just, you know, it takes a little time to put on, that's all. It's nothing else.
Just let me get in here and kind of see if I can focus on that. So for the quicker bows, you use the wider fork.
Well, it's actually a shallower fork, Chris. The arrow's not sitting as far down inside that fork.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually starting, when you start the arrow much deeper down here, it takes that much longer for it to clear when the fork falls. When you set it in a more shallow fork, it gets out of the way quicker, so you should have chances of less contact. And on all the turbos, I always use the shorter fork. Didn't have to do it when the bows were 332, but this bow's 340. So I think you're gonna have to do it. I'm not gonna take a chance. I'm just gonna set it up with the shallow fork anyway. It won't hurt anything. It can only help. And QAD gives it to you, so it's not like you're costing the customer any more money. It's in the kit you get. So my suggestion is, with these bows as fast as they are, absolutely use that short fork.
Yep.
All right, so you want to take that off so we can get you that short?
When you use the short fork, I always cut about 1/8 of an inch over the QAD felt. I don't want it sticking up and then wrapping it over the top here, which you see guys do all the time. That just makes another contact point that's going to give you a problem.
All right, set here.
So don't do that. Make sure you stick it all the way down in the bottom first. Do the bottom first,
Right there in your hand.
then bring it to the side. So you got it nice and tucked, nice and down in there. I don't care if you have a little bit up top showing. It's not going to matter. The arrow will never touch there anyway. Whether you want to use this top bar, camo or not, it's really your choice. It really doesn't, there's no contact there. Either guys like it because they want to look at it, but do you really have to have it? The answer is no, you don't. If you're hitting that upper bar, you got something really bad going on. I think it's more to how it looks than anything functional, let's put it that way.
All right. Sebastian?
When you buy one from QAD that's made for a Hoyt, it's nice. It gives you the right screw and it locks up against the back of the riser. So you can pretty much, once it's tightened up, you can pretty much hit it with a bat. You can't move it.
Anytime you're going to shoot the bow, you're going to use it.
But like when I get experienced, I don't have to?
You will always have to use it. Anytime you fire the bow.
That's the thing that people use when they have the bow.
All right, step inside. Pay attention, Sebastian. Put your left hand through that.
Just let me get in here and just try to see if you can see the riser. So you're talking about this point right here, how that's snugged up against the
Yeah,
riser?
see right here?
Yeah.
It's butted up against the back here. So you could actually hit this, bump it like we do in the woods all the time. When you don't have it like that, you buy just a regular QAD, you're going to see that you can move it. That's why Hoyt had to make that way. PSE, when QAD makes it, they lock into the riser. So they make it pretty easy for you. The nice thing about the new Hoyt setup with this is just stick it through here and pull it up, and then you can adjust it and tie it off any way you want. You don't have to put it in the press and spread it anymore. So that saves you a step.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, turn your feet out towards me. Left hand out towards the target.
These end up pretty low when you set the rest height. You want to be somewhere in the middle of the rest. And right about there is the middle of the rest. And then we'll get, if you look through here, or you go on the other side and look back, you want to be somewhere where this arrow ends up over that hole where the bolt goes through to hold that rest.
So that'd be right back.
Yeah, you want to pretty much match up to that. Then you know you're right there. You know, you could fine tune it later, but you want to start there. The other problem you have being Hoyt white in the bottom of these now is you're going to need a stand like this that holds these. You're going to need a different one to really tighten them up because you can't really get across all the way. We need Vin.
So yeah, we're taking this arrow measurement. We can't go off the top because the riser's twisted. So we're gonna take that center measurement right off centering the grip with the string. You can see if we center that, puts the arrow dead nuts behind it. If you go off the top, you'll see it looks like it's crooked out. But you gotta go from the grip because of that riser. And again, this is just a starting point. We're gonna have to do some finer tuning and learn the sweet spots. But this does get us pretty close for a starting point. So with this loop for a right-handed shooter, the top knot is always facing away, the
All right,
bottom's
Sebastian.
facing.
Yeah, you always want to
towards
offset them. You want to offset them for lefty or righty. You know, because you don't want the string torquing one way or the other. I don't use a soft knock, I use a loop. I never put a knock inside because it puts pressure on the back of the arrow, so it's always trying to lift the back of the arrow up. And then you'll get all kinds of funny tears. Soft knocks are the way to go. And when you use a loop like that, you really have to have a soft knock? Not really. Can you put one? Some guys like to see it there. They feel comfortable with it there. I've shot them both ways. Can't tell you I ever see a hair worth the difference. You got it like that, you're good to go.
Top 10.
Let's put the sight on, then we'll center the sight.
So we're using a Hoyt.
We're using a Hoyt Pro Exceed. 5 pin.
Different
Yeah,
color.
sight.
James,
We'll
here you
fix
go.
that, don't worry. All right, so right now I've got
They also make that one in a carbon, but we're just using the aluminum just because the bow's
Still
aluminum.
this
So
arrow.
no reason to really spend the extra on it.
Guy wants carbon, that's fine.
Yeah.
And to try and keep the price down some way.
Give him this arrow if you want. Or give him an arrow that can take more pounds later.
No, he's gonna go through them anyway.
All right. So we'll get
Test the light, make sure it works. It does. Turns off.
Ask Sebastian. What's going on?
I'll put it on the farthest out. Some guys may like it closer depending on how his eyes are, what he sees. Maybe you get a blurry pin out here. Maybe he clears it up when you go out. Everybody sees something different, so I just naturally start out a little farther. And if the guy wants to change it, we change it.
Well, that is.
I think I have less problems when I stick them out than when I bring them back in. It seemed to be clearer for guys, especially the older guys. Well, most guys with these are going to hunt. Maybe a little 3D. Mostly hunters.
Oh,
Um,
10 minutes maybe.
That's not long.
I'm going to use a 3/16 peep on this. It should be more than enough.
Back to my
Some
house.
guys need
Candy to the trick or
more,
treater.
well, then we'll change it.
Trick or treat.
Nice micro adjust. Pretty fast, too.
Get on this side.
And a little left of the arrow. Again, that's just preliminary, then we'll dial it in. You can do a third access on this if you want. And that's fine. Get this somewhere near close. I'll go from there.
Let me just get in here. Kind of want to see what that guy looks like.
Step on
What's up, Joey?
Go, boys.
Setting up a Hyperforce. How you doing, Joey? Going on the YouTube page.
That's mine, right?
Sure, Joe, can be. No? All right. Believe me, it could be yours in like 5 minutes.
One day.
One day. It's coming.
Why wait?
I have a thing to tell you, Joe.
Why wait?
Christmas is coming too, but it seems like it takes the same amount of time every year. Boy, that's tough. I certainly wanted to keep that tight. We'll start there. See where that brings us. Perfect there.
So you keep the bow level, you're checking the third axis on the sight, making sure both levels line up.
Cool. So that's good both ways. Now we got third axis. We'll finish it off later on, but we're not gonna screw ourselves up by shooting it in from here. We're real close. Yeah, we'll fine tune it, but we're right there. Okay. This rod's a little too tight. Too much pressure, so I'm gonna move this. Move this rod in a touch. I want it just barely touching. Not make it dense. The same effect. Okay, now we'll put a peep in here. Guess around here we'll shoot it in.